This is the Scholarlynk news for 23rd December 2020. The Public Health Ministry has assured that it is able to contain the new outbreak of coronavirus infections that originated in a seafood market in Samut Sakhon. The Department of Disease Control confirmed that the number of cases linked to the central shrimp market has risen to 689. Almost all the cases were detected in local communities, mostly among migrant workers. More cases are expected in the coming days as more tests are done. So far, the outbreak is confined to the central shrimp market and nearby dormitories. The areas have been sealed off to prevent anyone from leaving or entering the areas. The central shrimp market is one of the largest shrimp wholesale markets in Thailand. Wholesalers and retailers from other provinces meet there, and the market mainly employs workers from Myanmar. Health officials are confident that the outbreak originated among the Myanmar migrant community and are now expanding testing to cover as many Myanmar workers in Samut Sakhon as possible. Think about it. Shouldn't the expanded testing include other Thais who work at the shrimp market? After all, they work side by side with the potentially infected migrant workers. Many in Jakarta are now turning to bicycles instead of cars or motorcycles to get around the capital city. In a period of 1 year along a street in central Jakarta, the number of cyclists has increased by 10 times. However, biking is still viewed as a sports and leisure activity instead of a mode of transportation. Although Jakarta hopes to have more cyclists, the lack of supporting facilities for cyclists means that they are still far from this goal. The Jakarta administration is hoping to encourage more people to bike in the city, as this helps to reduce traffic and pollution. It plans to expand bike lanes, especially near access and transfer points for public transportation. The Jakarta Transportation Agency plans to have 3 types of bike lanes: protected bike lanes, which have physical barriers, shared bike lanes that coexist with motorized transport, and bike lanes in residential areas. Think about it. Aside from more bike lanes, what are some of the supporting facilities that bikers would need if they are cycling to their offices for work? When Wang Nianshuang first found a way to stabilize the shape-shifting spike protein of a coronavirus in 2016, he and his collaborators could not find a journal willing to publish their results. It was rejected by 5 top journals because the editors didn't think the research was significant at the time and there were no immediate applications for it. It was finally published a year later. However, this research would later be used by Moderna, Pfizer-BioNTech, and other pharmaceutical companies to produce COVID-19 vaccines. Wang said that he knew his research would help deal with public health threats, but never did he think it would be on such a large scale. He first became interested in researching coronavirus after noticing a pattern where it affected people on a large scale every 10 years. Severe acute respiratory syndrome in 2003 and Middle East respiratory syndrome in 2012. Think about it. Do you think it was short-sighted of the scientific journals not to publish Wang's research at the time? Though there were no immediate applications, should they have seen the same patterns that Wang did? Britain's Prime Minister has held emergency talks with his cabinet as scientific advisors revealed that a new variety of the coronavirus was speeding up the spread of COVID-19 infections. However, there is no evidence to show that the new strain of the virus is deadlier or that it affects currently available vaccines and treatments. It is believed that the new strain is up to 70% more transmissible, prompting the Prime Minister to impose a lockdown on over 16 million people in London and southeast England and imposing curbs over the Christmas period. The number of cases in England over the last 2 weeks has soared due to the new strain of virus. The country's public health agency had identified the new strain of virus through genomic surveillance. The World Health Organization has been alerted and will continue to be in close contact with UK officials over the new virus strain. Think about it. After news of the lockdown was announced, many people scrambled to leave London for other parts of the country. Doesn't this make things worse by having potential carriers of the virus spread to all parts of the country? Several high-profile stars in Silicon Valley are leaving due to problems such as horrendous traffic, high living costs, droughts, and wildfires. Some of the top personalities leaving the tech hub include Tesla's Elon Musk, Oracle's Larry Ellison, and Palantir's co-founder Peter Thiel. In addition, some company headquarters such as Oracle and Hewlett-Packard are also moving to other states such as, in their case, Texas. States where taxes and living costs are lower are trying to attract tech companies by letting them negotiate for incentives to move. The current exodus came about due to the pandemic, which called for remote working arrangements. With more workers doing their jobs from home, there was less need for the campus-style headquarters Silicon Valley is famous for. There are also those who are leaving the state of California due to political motivations. For example, Tesla co-founder Elon Musk had heated arguments with Californian authorities over his efforts to stop a state shutdown of his Tesla factory. Think about it. Is moving to another state for cost savings worth giving up the infrastructure and support system that these companies had built up over the years in Silicon Valley? This brings us to the end of today's edition of the Scholarlynk News. Please remember to subscribe and click on the bell icon to be notified of our new videos. As always, this is the Scholarlynk team wishing you goodbye and have a wonderful rest of the day.